Hi, my name's Kathy Van Wyck, and I'm a fast pitch pitching instructor. You've probably seen me on other higher ground videos. Over the past 15 years, I've come into contact with hundreds of softball coaches and players from all over the world. And there's one question that I'm asked more often than any other, and that is, should I lift weights, or should my athletes lift weights? Would they benefit from a weight training program? My answer is always the same: absolutely. Softball players, no matter what skill that they use, no matter what position they play, would benefit from a strength program. That's all a weight training program is to help them get stronger. The key is that the proper program be set up by a professional. Now, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and the questions that you may have, and that is things like, how often should I lift weights? How many sets should I do? How many repetitions? What exercises should I do? There's so many exercises out there. What you want to do is go out and find a professional to show you how to perform those exercises properly. What I've tried to do today is find a professional for you to help us do that. So let me introduce to you Allison Whitwer. Allison is a strength and conditioning specialist certified by the National Strength and Conditioning Association. She has her master's degree from Long Beach State in exercise physiology. Now, Allison, before we get going in too many of these other questions, still seems to be a lot of myths out there about weight training, especially for girls. My girls always ask me, if I lift weights, am I going to get big muscles? What would you tell them?
Kathy, young women don't possess the elevated levels of testosterone that men do. So they will gain some lean mass, they will be able to build some muscle, but they're not going to get big and bulky. It's just not physiologically possible for them to do so.
Okay, so you're saying that their bodies are going to change?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
They'll change for the positive. They'll actually probably lean out with some weight training and lose some higher levels of fat that young women tend to gain through adolescence.
Okay. One of the other things that you often hear with weight training programs is that you're going to lose flexibility. What do you say to those people?
Absolutely not. If you have a well-designed program and you perform the exercises correctly, you can actually increase your flexibility as long as you're lifting weights through the recommended range of motion.
Okay. So at what age is it safe for athletes to begin lifting weights?
Without putting an age on it, I would say that it's very safe for as you reach adolescence to start or begin a weight training program, and adolescence begins at different ages for everybody, but they've done several studies on 100 adolescent boys and girls, and they've found that they've gained 3 pounds of lean mass, they've lost 3 pounds of fat weight, and I think the greatest finding was there were no exercise-related injuries with weight training in this study.
Okay, so when you say lean mass, you mean muscle?
Muscle.
Okay.
Working tissue.
All right.
Tissues that help you be stronger and faster.
And that's what all athletes would want to have.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to go along with that then, you often use you often hear the term power being used. Is there a difference between strength and power?
Yes, there is. Power, it's kind of a confusing definition. You might hear explosive power, and that's the same as speed strength. And by definition, all power is work over time, or strength over a period of time. So power, if you want to give a better definition, is just how much work you can do in the shortest amount of time.
Okay. So along with power then is strength and speed.
Correct.
Okay. Now, why is it important for an athlete to be strong and well-conditioned?
I think first and foremost, a strong, well-conditioned athlete, Kathy, is much less susceptible to injury, and that has to make a coach feel better. I also believe that if you have a strong, confident athlete, they're going to work harder on the field, they're going to be feel better about themselves, and I really believe they have a stronger work ethic because they've worked hard in the weight room.
Mm-hmm. I think I can definitely vouch for that. You see athletes who feel better about themselves when they're stronger and they know that they're in good shape.
Well, when you feel good, you're more confident anyway.
Now, we've talked about, we're going to address the issue of strength. What would be a way that they would train for this power aspect, or the strength and speed?
Well, as we said earlier, power is a combination of speed and strength. Now, you can work on speed out on the field, you can do plyometrics, you can do sprint training, you can work on strength in the weight room, you can work on strength out in the field. And power is a combination of that. You can do explosive power lifting to also teach power, but I think today we're going to concentrate on the strength half of the power component.
Okay. So with all these things going on, what do you say we head into the weight room and talk about strength?
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Before we move into the weight room, let's discuss a few points that I feel are important before beginning any exercise program. Before beginning any exercise program, remember, consult your physician and obtain clearance to begin a weight training program. Contraindicated movements should be addressed by your physician or physical therapist. To To prevent injury, thorough stretching, warm-up, and cool-down is required. If you are a beginner, perform the movements with correct form before adding any additional weight, then gradually increase the weight in 1 to 3 pound increments. Remember, the quality of your workout is more important than quantity as you begin a new program. To prevent injury, concentrate on performing each lift with correct form before progressing to the next weight. All workouts should have the proper adult supervision.